Hello and welcome to the show that frankly is making me question my own travel plans. We're diving headfirst into the terrifying world of recent airplane crashes. From alleged bird strikes to mysterious diversions, we'll dissect what went wrong, why it went wrong, and most importantly, whether we can stop it from going wrong again. So buckle up, put your tray table in the upright and locked position, and for God's sake, ignore any screaming children around you because we're about to take a nosedive into the world of aviation disasters. Our first unsettling tale takes us to South Korea, December 2024. Jeju Air Flight 7C 2216 was just trying to land, like a normal plane, when things went very, very wrong. Initial reports, bless their hearts, pointed the finger at our feathered friends, birds. Turns out experts weren't exactly convinced. The lack of fire service preparedness at the airport immediately raised eyebrows. Thankfully, both the flight data and cockpit voice recorders were recovered, which means we have a fighting chance of figuring out just what in the hell happened up there. Next up, we find ourselves hurtling towards Kazakhstan with Azerbaijan Airlines Flight J 28243. Picture this. December 2024, a seemingly routine flight suddenly veers wildly off course near Aktau. The reason? Oh, you guessed it, birds. Now, I'm not a pilot, but I've seen enough documentaries to know that planes have these things called radars that are supposed to, help them avoid large flocks of birds. Adding fuel to the conspiracy fire, drone activity in southern Russia had been causing airport closures, leading some to speculate whether our wayward flight might have been forced off course. Unverified videos show the plane making a rather rapid and unscheduled descent, culminating in a fiery explosion upon impact. August 2023 saw tragedy strike in Malaysia as a Beechcraft 390 decided to make an unscheduled and rather dramatic departure from the sky. This wasn't your average commercial airliner packed with screaming babies and questionable chicken or fish options. Despite the lack of a black box, investigators did manage to piece together a rather disturbing sequence of events. Seems our little Beechcraft decided to go rogue, veering wildly off its intended flight path before taking a nosedive into a bustling street. The final report was not kind, placing the blame squarely on pilot error, inadequate training, and a communication breakdown. And finally, we arrive at the granddaddy of recent aviation disasters, the one that single-handedly made everyone terrified of flying for a solid year. The Boeing 737 MAX crashes. Between 2018 and 2019, two brand-spanking new Boeing 737 MAX aircraft decided to take a permanent vacation from the sky, taking hundreds of innocent lives with them. And the reason? Well, it turns out that Boeing, a company that literally builds airplanes for a living, had somehow managed to design a plane that was about as stable as a toddler on a sugar rush. Not only was the plane's design fundamentally flawed, but Boeing, in their infinite wisdom, decided to keep that little tidbit of information from the people who were supposed to be, regulating them. They prioritized profit over safety, cut corners like a contestant on a baking show with 5 minutes left on the clock, and then when the inevitable happened, they tried to blame everyone but themselves. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Watching hours of plane crash footage can really put a damper on one's day. But amidst all the wreckage and frankly baffling decisions, there is a glimmer of hope. Because while air travel remains statistically one of the safest modes of transportation, these incidents serve as a stark reminder that we can always do better. We need to demand better pilot training, more rigorous aircraft design and certification processes, and regulatory oversight that actually, regulates, because when it comes to air travel, there is no margin for error. Thanks for watching.